Hello, guys, and welcome to the Outlier episode number 7, I believe. Real quick, I want to thank you guys again for all the support. I'm still averaging about 20 views an episode, which is amazing. I can't thank you guys enough. That's honestly crazy. That 20, I know it's probably doesn't sound like a lot, but 20 of you individual humans click on my videos, so that means a lot to me.
We talk
Thank you
about that a
guys.
lot.
Yeah. Thank you guys for that. So we're gonna get into the topics today. We have the huge topic of weed, which you and I have surprisingly have not discussed before.
Yeah.
Even though you and I discuss a lot of things off camera.
Yeah. I don't have we had this conversation personally? No, right? That's what you're
No,
talking. Oh, okay.
yeah, we
I thought
we
you were
pr-
saying
we
on
we,
the
we
podcast.
probably have mentions like slight topics about it, but not gotten deep into it, which is what we're gonna do right now. So
Yeah, for
first
sure.
and foremost, what's your opinion on weed, on cannabis?
Okay, so first of all, I don't smoke weed. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll start off with that. That's not something that I practice. Um, that's also something that I'm not well informed with. I grew up around it. I will say that a lot of my family members growing up uh, had there's drugs in the household. I'll put it like that. Different kinds of drugs. I grew around knowing what drugs were and how they affected people and influenced them and things along those lines. Um, that being said, I don't completely hate them, and I'm not completely against them. I will say that. But if I'm gonna look at weed, and there's this whole right now, there's this whole conversation, and as far as politics go, and legalizing weed is a big topic right now, right? Which states are gonna legalize it, which states aren't. And so when I think about that, because I was asked this actually on my podcast, like, what do you think about weed? Actually, I'm lying. It was on Twitter. I was asked. And my stance on weed is simply this. Me personally, I don't care for it. But if we're going to have the discussion of weed, I want to see how is weed going to affect my direct community, which essentially is going to affect me. So let's say weed were to be legalized, right? So if weed was legalized, how would that affect me? Well, first of all, we can monetize it, right? We will tax weed and we will benefit from weed as far as, money goes because we do it with cigarettes, we do it with alcohol and all that stuff. So, how that money will be contributed to, public libraries, public parks, streets, lights, all that stuff. We can profit from it a lot, but is profiting really the ethical thing to get out of here, right? So my next thing would be, okay, we legalize weed. How would that look, and who does it go to? And is there still going to be a lot of illegal um, trafficking, which more than likely will, because there will be some regulations on how you're going to get this weed, right? But let's just say for the conversation being that weed was it wasn't a strict um like pretty much the majority of the people can get it, right? We'll say it like that. How how would that affect your society? I think it would do it negatively. Why? It's like picture like I have kids or I'm like a family man and I want to take them to a family place, Chuck E. Cheese or something like that. And you got the waiter that's high, or you got because eventually it's gonna spew out because how are you gonna regulate this, right? Bosses are going to be telling, "Hey, you can't be smoking weed." It's like, oh, it's not against the law. People are still going to come to work high, right? So what's going to happen is that all these professional setting places that you typically go to are now going to have a bunch of potheads. This is what I picture: a bunch of potheads, um, and it's going to lead to like an unprofessional setting, in my opinion. It's like, how are you going to control that?
Yeah, I completely don't agree with that. That's like saying that if just literally change the word weed with alcohol, that's like saying that was what's gonna happen with alcohol, but that's not the case. I don't think I've ever gone to an establishment and have encountered a drunk employee ever. And I
I
think
have, but I was a manager, so
yeah, not an employee. I've definitely seen people drunk, in public, but as far as um like a waiter being drunk or something like that, no, never. So I don't think that's a huge problem. I think that's just more fear on your part than anything.
let me change the
Um,
narrative. How about other people, other customers that are high?
uh, I mean, I don't know if you've been around a lot of people that are high, but I don't see it as a problem. I think they're way less disruptive than when they're drunk. They're much more calm. Like it's not when someone's high, it doesn't bother me because they're just relaxed. They're just chill. They're not super abrupt. They're not crazy. They're not acting out of line. I don't see it as a problem. I really don't. If everyone was high, I don't think it would be that bad. Honestly, in my opinion. Do you see it differently?
Yeah, I mean, I see. Because what do you
What's the
think?
worst thing that could happen encountering someone that's high? Is it just you just don't want to see it, or are you scared that something's gonna come out of that?
I just think that the latency of people is increased. Like people reactions times are not as quick, and they're unable to formulate thoughts, and these are things that weed does to you. What are side effects of weed?
Um, Side effects? I don't know. I'm not a smoker myself, so I couldn't tell you. But from a lot of people that smoke weed, they actually tell me it helps them concentrate. I know
That's
that sounds
that's
very.
retarded.
I mean, Joe Rogan says it. He says he smokes weed and rolls. Do you know what rolling is? Basically, like um, practicing. I
Really?
think
Because
it's
Joe Rogan agreed with Elon Musk in saying that it actually doesn't do that. Like it calms you, it relaxes you,
yeah.
but you lose focus. You're unable to think straightly, precisely, and it actually in a time where you want to really have pinpoint an intelligent conversation, like that's out the window. That's what those two.
No, I don't know. The clip I saw was him explaining that when he practices jujitsu, he loves to be high because it allows him to get into a deep focus. That's what he said. Because like he's just um I don't know how to explain it, but that's basically what he said. I don't know. I've never been high, but I also know a lot of people that love working out while being high.
I know that
Which,
too.
yeah, so one of the stereotypes is that weed makes you lazy, which I don't think is correct at all. I think if you're lazy, you're lazy. I don't think weed has anything to do with that.
Another thing Elon Musk that it doesn't make you lazy, but
It
okay,
does make you lazy.
that's what he said.
Yeah, I mean,
But
isn't that the same guy that smoked a joint with Joe Rogan on the podcast?
yeah, yeah. So that's why he actually is saying this because they asked him like, "Oh, are you a regular smoker?" He's like, "No, actually, I don't smoke." And it's not because I have anything against weed. It's because, well, I don't think that it benefits me in my expertise. And he said that I just feel a lot more lazy. That it doesn't allow me to think straight. But with all that being said, we're kind of getting off topic here. I don't have anything against weed, and I to your point, I do agree in that I don't think that people are like they're not how do you say it? Like demolition, but to a certain person.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think that they're like destructive people. I don't think like to your point with alcohol. Like people get really aggressive with alcohol. That's one of the side effects is that people get aggressive. Not everybody, but people
Yeah.
get aggressive. With weed, that's not the case, and we know that to be true. So yeah, I mean to your point, I mean I don't hate it. I don't dislike people that are on it. I probably wouldn't hang around with them though. I'll say that much. But yeah, I mean, if it was legalized, I wouldn't say that I would absolutely hate it. I wouldn't be mad about it. I just yeah, I'm kind of cordial with both sides with it being legalized. As long as if it's legalized that it's taxed and it's going about it the right way.
Yeah, I mean, uh, I don't have anything against weed. Um, for me, I don't know. I just when I see someone smoking, something about it, like just smoking in general, whether it's cigarettes or weed, it just doesn't. I don't know. I don't really like hanging around people like that. Not because of um just because I think it's like you're putting smoke into your body, you're not taking care of your body. I don't want to be around people like that, you know? But then again, I'm also a hypocrite because I like to have a drink every now and then, which I'm putting literally poison into my body, right? It's alcohol.
Yeah.
Um which I actually had a beer today, but that's besides the point. Um
Yeah, smoking is very unappealing to me.
yeah, it's something about it just turns me off, like not even in a sexual way, but just like in friends or anything. I'm just like,
Yeah,
you're just you're not my type of group. You know, you're not my type of person, if that makes sense.
yeah, 100%, bro. Like
But
I've
but with that being said, smoking weed does help a lot of people. I know so many people that I've talked to, mostly older people, that talk about the pain relief and how they could finally sleep at night and their knees don't ache anymore and their back doesn't hurt anymore. And it's because they take gummies or whatever the fuck it might be. And you don't even have to
CBD,
get high anymore to get the benefits of it. I think it's just what is it? Not the THC, the other one.
CBD, no?
Yeah, I think that's the one that takes effect and allows for a lot of pain relief and all these other benefits. And I also saw this documentary of this guy that his son had epilepsy, right? And his son would have really bad seizures, like super bad. And he took him to so many doctors, and all they could do for him was give him that, is it epidural, the yeah. So that's all they could do for him. They were like, nope. I mean, sorry, but that's it. Whenever he has one, you just gotta hit him with it, and that's all we could do. And he couldn't accept that because his son was having so many. Like I think he set up to like 7 to 8 or a day, which was like, think about that. Think about your son having 7 to 8 seizures a day. So he went to um I guess this guy that recommended him to put his son on CBD, and obviously he was desperate. He was tired of seeing his son in pain. He gave him the CBD, and it slowly reduced his seizures from like 7 a day to 4 to 2, and now 1. And then now he has them like almost. It's rare for him to have them now, but
That's crazy.
he has to give him the CBD.
Bro, seizures, to have a seizure in general is that's just crazy. And that can literally like shut somebody's body down for this kid to be going through 7 a day. That's just insane. Um, so like that story right there, like that's amazing, right? Like to hear stuff like that and to know that there is a substance out there that can help suppress conditions like that when there's no other answer, right? But that's also like an anomaly, right? So like we don't hear stories like that all the time,
Yeah.
right? Um,
But that's not to say that it doesn't help someone in in the same way. Like it doesn't suppress their seizures. Maybe not to that extent, but maybe it helps a little bit. Maybe this guy he's probably one in a million that it helps that much. But not to say that it
yeah,
doesn't help others. You know.
yeah. What I'm saying is that specific situation like anomaly. But like to your point, like where it helps people with like knee pain and such like that, I would excuse that for like older people. But if it's someone like our age or someone maybe like in their young 30s, I think if you're experiencing some type of like ache or pain in your
And you
body,
can't handle it.
it's probably like a lack of movement, lack of exercise, a lack of all these type of stuff that you
Really?
can combat
Because
it. Yeah.
because I have shoulder pain. I have um lower back pain, as you know, I struggle with. That so I have these pains that I actually got from being active, that I got from working out every day. So when I hear that, I'm like, no, I feel like if I never worked out, I probably wouldn't have these pains. I probably wouldn't have these pinched nerves in my lower back if I just never moved. But
You know what's
maybe as
crazy?
you get older, you know, that does happen.
But how do you not adopt that responsibility on yourself as if like you did not want to mention in that like, oh, maybe I did maybe my form was incorrect, or maybe I went about training a wrong way. You immediately alluded to exercise is the reason why
No, yeah, but
I
I'm saying, yeah, because I went out of the way to learn how to exercise. Obviously, the way you learn is through trial and error, right? Unfortunately, my errors were, you know, they caused me some injuries. So, you know, if I was a normal person and didn't want to exercise, I wouldn't have these aches and pains. You know, that's my point. I'm not blaming exercising. Exercising is amazing, but I'm just saying, like, you know,
yeah,
you're gonna have injuries if you're active.
that's true. But like, so what I'm trying to say is that like, okay, you're at a younger age, maybe our age or young 30s, if you're having these pains and you're getting high to alleviate these pains, I don't think that's the best solution because and then you're gonna be caught in this rut of always trying to get high. You know what I mean? Like it's a never ending like, oh, I'm not high. This hurts. Let me get high again. This hurts. Let me get high again. And it's just like a constant cycle instead of trying to address it or see what you can do. See a physical therapist or there's a lot of great things out there for that.
Yeah, and another thing that people got to keep in mind is that weed is addicting, just like anything else, you know. So
Yeah.
that's something that, you know, you got to be careful with. Although I'm not against it, I think pretty much you could be addicted to anything. Like
I agree.
I used to be addicted to food, you know. Um,
Mm,
so yeah, I mean, I one of my favorite comedians overdosed, or not overdosed, sorry, relapsed. He was a recovering addict, and he relapsed with weed. And you would
mm,
think, well, that's not that bad, right? Because he used to
yeah,
do hardcore shit, right? But with
yeah.
weed, it still brought him back to that mindset of, oh, I'm a drug addict again. And he became like this. You would think this guy was on crack, right? But he was just smoking weed. That's all he was doing. But because he's an addict, that same addictive thing that weed has brought the worst out in him. Even though that drug doesn't typically do that, that's what it did to him. So you know, it's something you got to be careful with for sure.
Yeah, dude. People say a lot of people say weed's not addictive. It's like no, dude. Like
Yeah.
anything can be addictive. Like I'm addicted to caffeine. I have to drink an energy drink every single day. And is that extremely harmful to my health? Maybe not, but I realize that it's not healthy that something literally has control over me. That I have to wake up and like I start my day with an energy drink. The fact that that has control over me is not a good thing. I don't care what it is, small scale, big scale, whatever it is, but and by the way, the energy drinks that I drink is it doesn't have that much caffeine. So I'm smart enough to know that I'm not going to be drinking a 300 milligram uh, caffeine drink
Oh
every single
hell
day.
no, bro. I'm right now. I'm addicted to coffee. There's this new drink that I found that's only 70 calories, 1 gram of fat, and 3 grams of protein at Starbucks. It's the
Starbucks is expensive,
wait. In
bro.
case you guys are wondering, it's called the vanilla sweet cream cold brew, or
Cold brew or
no,
nitro coke.
nitro. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one's
1.5
fire.
grams of fat, fucking 3 grams of protein, 70 calories for a fucking grande, dude.
I knew
Fuck
you were
yeah.
going to say the nitro. That's what I get too,
That
by the
shit
way.
is fire, dude. And it tastes like 200 calories, you know?
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
really good.
Yeah, dude. But like I was saying, like it can be addictive. So anything can be addictive. For those of you saying that it's not, if you catch yourself wanting to get high majority of the time or
You're
throughout the
addicted.
week, you're addicted, bro. And I recommend for everybody that has any addictive traits towards anything, an
Stay away from
object
that shit.
or person, do a reset. Like, okay, I'm not gonna have me for instance. I'm planning this very soon, next month. I'm not gonna drink energy drinks for a month, right? I'm not gonna watch porn anymore for a month, like stuff like that, bro. Like
Oh,
that's
I was gonna say I thought you're not one to watch that, but
I don't watch porn, but
yeah,
that's a big struggle, like that
yeah, me
for.
either. That shit's for what?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we've all been there.
Man, I was gonna say something. It was about the weed. Like, what were you saying? You were saying, oh, addictive personalities. Yeah. So, do you think being or having the, like, for instance, if your dad's an alcoholic, do you think that trait passes on to you?
Um,
There's obviously research on this, but I just don't remember what the conclusion was. I think there's some truth behind that. I think like if you have a systemic line of alcoholics in your bloodline, I think you're more likely, at least, to have the same addiction.
it's a good question. You don't think that's a nurture thing? Because think about kids, bro. Kids grasp a lot of things.
Yeah, that's true.
A podcast that I just had right now was we're talking about narratives and stories behind these narratives. They have huge influences in kids. Talk about Disney, how they're adding a bunch of queer characters to their movies and cartoons and stuff like that. And right now, there's a lot of these queer characters in the background. But even though they're in the background, there's some like these kids are watching it and subconsciously they're grasping it, you know? That's that could be the same thing with like alcoholism or stuff like that. Um, but it could be that it is hereditary, that it is passed on. I don't know, but
Yeah, so yeah, it would be the smart thing to stay away from all types of substances if you have that in your family. Um, that's just a smart thing to do. That's what I do. My dad struggles with alcohol, so I stay away from it for the most part. But so that's the thing. I believe that is the case because when I do drink, I enjoy it. Like I love having me a nice cold drink, which is why I don't do it much because I know if I don't treat it as a reward, if it becomes a everyday thing, I'm gonna get hooked. So I stay away from that shit
yeah.
for the most part.
To conclude the weed, I just want to say that again, I'm not fully against it. I'm not fully with it, but I will say that I'm for the side that is for the betterment of the people and the betterment of society. So if that is to not legalize weed, well then I'm for that side. If it's to legalize weed, then I'm for that side. Whatever is going to better our society, that's what I'm for. Obviously, it's kind of hard to foresee the future with like, oh, let's try legalizing it for a couple months and then we'll come back. Like, no, right? That's not something we can do. But
Yeah, I'm for sure. I support the whole weed thing for sure. I think grown ass people should be able to smoke and consume whatever the fuck they want. Um,
yeah, I think people just have this bad condensation about it because it's been listed as a drug. And I've been that person for like a large portion of my life. But if I compare it to tobacco, I think tobacco's way worse. And I'm okay with tobacco being sold at the corner store. So then I had to really evaluate and look at myself and be like, well, if you're okay with tobacco being sold, how aren't you okay with
well,
weed being
you
sold?
you think you're okay with it because you grew up and that was
Yeah.
just a normal,
Yeah.
right? But if it was something that came out today and was like, oh, people are getting cancer from this shit, like left and right, then it
Yeah.
becomes an issue, right? But because
Exactly.
it's already in our minds
That
and programming, it's fine.
that's exactly my point. So I had to look and be true to myself and be like, hey, I'm okay with these cancer sticks being sold. And how can I not be okay with weed, which doesn't have near as much collateral damage and consequence as tobacco?
Yeah.
So how can I not be okay with that? So again, I'm not against it, but I wouldn't say I'm absolutely for it either. So that's my stance.
Okay, well, just a little recap. I'm for it. Do whatever the fuck you want. Just be responsible or don't be. Who gives a fuck, if you're grown up, do what you want. The next topic we're going to talk about is one that I'm personally excited for, because if this is something that's gonna change the tide of men and women, because women are expected to be on this
Oh, okay, okay,
for
okay.
most of
I
the
was like,
time.
what are we talking about? Forgot.
Yeah, so for those of you that didn't know, a male birth control pill is almost ready for human trials. It only took half a century. That's the title of this article here. Um, Human trials could begin as early as this year on the birth control pill that was found to be 99% effective in mice. So, as you guys know, if it's effective in mice, most of the time it's going to be effective in humans. So you know that's something that I'm super excited for, because I'm gonna hop on that shit. You best believe. I'm not trying to have no damn kids. You know. Um. Obviously, we'll see how bad the side effects are, because you know everything has side effects. But
You taking that right out the jump, or you're letting a couple people test it first?
I'm letting some people test that shit first. I still haven't got vaccinated because I don't know the after effects of it. You know, so
Yeah.
I'll get vaccinated once people live a little bit longer. You
Yeah.
know, if people start dropping dead right now, I know not to get it.
People start growing hair like werewolves and crap.
Yeah, but so yeah, I'm super excited for this birth control pill, because there's never been nothing like that for men. It's always been for women. Obviously the pill, you got the ring, the injection, like all types of different birth control for women, and guys have only had condoms and what's that? Where you snip your what's
I
it called?
forgot.
Everyone, you
Uh,
guys know what we're talking about. It's when they snip your
nuts.
yeah, well, not your nuts, but like the
Nut.
tube or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited, man. Like, fuck, if that shit works, I'm getting on that. What do you think? What are
Yeah,
you doing?
so I'm kind of torn by it because one, like, okay, it's another option. So like, obviously, people are gonna want more options, and it's like, well, you want to be safer, right? So a guy, let's say you're a guy and you're gonna hook up with a girl, and she says she's on birth control, but you can never really be too sure, right?
Hmm.
So now you can take that into your own hands, and you can be like, hey, well, I don't have to rely on a female
Exactly.
ever lying to me about birth control or whatever. So now I can take it. But the bad thing is too is that this is just going to promote wild sex and unsafe sex too. You know what I mean? It's going to promote a lot of unsafe sex is what it's going to do. So
Unsafe in terms of like STDs and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, but let's be honest. Most men are like, at least the stigma is like, oh, like it doesn't feel the same with condoms. So I feel like most males already do that. You know?
Just because you do that does
No,
not
I
mean
don't.
most.
No, I don't do that. But I'm saying there's a stigma around that. Like you've never heard of that. Of it's almost like a meme that guys are like, oh, it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
But which I think it's close to the same thing. You know, good enough for not having kids. Shit.
Oh yeah, that's a true.
But
That's
yeah,
true.
um, yeah. I mean, just the fact that you don't have to rely on women to be on that shit is a great thing, especially if your partner tends to not feel good on these substances, right? Like I know someone that just didn't respond well to it and was like, I tried everything, or not everything, but most of them, and was just not responsive to it. Like it made her moody, or gain weight, or like all these different types of side effects that weren't good. So now they don't have to go through that. I'll go through that shit. I don't go fuck.
What if one of the side effects was it reduces your testosterone? Not like huge,
Oh
like not significantly, because that could be.
wait, but what if it has benefits?
Well, the benefit is
No,
to.
no, no. What if like we're thinking side effects, but what if that shit boosts your testosterone?
I
Come
think that's
on,
highly.
bro.
I
Come
think that's
on.
highly. Then that will increase your chances of having children. No,
High testosterone? I don't think that has nothing to do.
it's not a direct correlation
I don't think
to
so.
sperm reproduction.
I don't think so. Well, reproduction maybe, but I think obviously this pill is gonna sedate that. You know, it's gonna
I think it'll suppress it, bro. If anything,
I was gonna say testosterone, uh, testosterone.
testosterone. Who
Maybe.
knows? If that is a side effect, I think. Well, for sure, I don't think you would be taking it. I'm not gonna take it because I'm married, right? And I mean, I want to have kids, so
Yeah. Well, you know, most birth controls are like they have warning labels on them that like might cause infertility. So I'm pretty sure that one's gonna have this one. You know,
yeah.
that's probably a high chance with that pill.
Another thing is like it is just also gonna promote sex entirely, right? So like the thing about birth control and when it was introduced was like people were just having a crazy like a bunch of crazy sex with anybody. And I know you're not into religion or whatever, and I'm not trying to be a hypocrite because obviously I had premarriage sex, and so I've had multiple partners in the past, but it's not a good thing. And I'm not looking back at it. I would say there's like consequence, and I would like I'm not proud of it. I guess you can say, but that does promote that. It's like
Yeah,
I don't know.
but I mean, at least there's not gonna be as many unwanted babies. That's a plus.
Yeah, so that's my point. Is like there's no consequence now for sex. You know what I mean? Sex is now just gonna be a more of a disposal thing.
Yeah, I know.
There's gonna
There's no such thing as a consequence like having a kid, huh? That's a horrible one. That changes your whole
it,
life. That'll
it's
that'll scare you
serious.
straight. You know?
Oh yeah, bro. And yeah, so like since that fear is now being alleviated, it's like let me have as many one night stands as I can possibly have, and obviously we already had that with condoms and all that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
No. But to your point, I don't think. I think the people that are doing that now are just gonna keep doing that because there's people that are doing that now, and then there's people like me and you that just can't do that. Like you know how you and I are, and we're not that type of person. Like it just
Yeah.
even if we had even if you and I were on this pill, that we wouldn't do that. You know, just because we can.
Yeah, that's true because if a guy's gonna do it, he's gonna do it
Yeah,
regardless.
and you know you and I would not do that even if we had a chance. So I don't think this pill's gonna change much of that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so like, I don't think it's gonna change much because we've already had the option. We've already had condoms. We've already had birth control for women. We already had all this. So yeah, I agree.
Sweet, sounding convinced, bro. All right, well, the last section we have is the would you rather section. Now, all these ones are pretty lame. So again, I encourage you guys to please drop in the comments your own personal would you rather, and we will definitely have it in the next one. Um, so man, these are all lame as fuck. Do you have
I
any
got
or no?
yeah, yeah. Would you rather be handsome and stupid or ugly and intelligent?
Ugly and intelligent.
And oh yes, really? What?
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, me
because
too.
looks will only get you so far.
Yes.
But if you're intelligent, you could think about Elon Musk, dude. He's not the most handsome guy in the world, right? He's
He's socially awkward.
yeah, but I guarantee you that guy has been with a few models. Um,
His
I guarantee
wife is
that.
a
Yeah, his
model.
wife is a
Yeah,
model, right?
yeah, like
Because he's Elon Musk. He's
exactly.
so fucking smart. He's at that point now in life where he doesn't have to look good. You know?
Yeah. So like men that think that women want looks, that's not true. It's a delusion. Women chase competence. Men chase looks. It's like, what do men want? Men want a good mate or a good looking mate, right? But women want a guy that quote unquote has it all figured out. They're able to provide. In a sense, now is they have a nice car. Um, they know how to pay their bills. They know how to make enough money, and they take care of their body. Is one of them too. It's like you can't be a fat blob because then the girl's gonna see that and be like, "Oh, he can't even take care of himself." Right? That's an aspect of it.
Yeah. Did you see Jeff Bezos how he looks now?
No.
He's jacked, bro. Yeah, you
No,
haven't seen him? He's
you know what?
dude. He's huge, bro. You got to look it up. And
Somebody told me
he's
that.
still ugly as fuck. Don't get me wrong. That boy's still ugly, but he's jacked now, dude. And it's crazy because he divorced his wife, or if she divorced him. You seen him? He's fucking jacked, right? So he's on some shit for sure. I would love to know what he's on.
Yeah.
But so he divorced his wife. He went from this like basic looking ass dude to this jack motherfucker dating models, rich as fuck. This dude's living the fucking life, man.
Did
He's looking
Jeff
the best he's ever had in his
Bezos-
life. Why is that so funny to you?
That looks so weird, bro. There's like a comparison side to side where he looks goofy, bro. Like he's so skinny and
But isn't that insane how just like a better physique could transform the way you perceive a person?
oh
Like
yeah.
just the fact that he has more muscle on him now, he looks like such an alpha,
Yeah.
right? And before he
Yeah.
looked like such a beta, like such a like
Yeah.
someone you would never like think twice about. But now you're like, damn, dude, that dude's dressing different now too. Like,
Yeah.
man, crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. Like muscles is a masculine thing. And
Yeah,
when either if you're fat or you're too skinny, it comes off as very feminine. When you're too flabby, it comes off as very feminine because women have tits, right? And so when men when men have flabby chests, it's like that's a feminine thing. Like that's usually typically on women. But yeah,
yeah.
dude. Because women typically women are soft, right? Like women across the board, they're soft. Damn,
So
dude, that's crazy.
this one's kind of a lame one too, but I think it's kind of interesting at the same time. Would you rather have to hunt and gather all of your food or eat McDonald's for every meal?
Put together.
Yeah?
Yeah.
For everything you eat, you
Yeah.
have to hunt and gather it. So that means you would probably have to live in the woods, bro.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna change your whole lifestyle? You're gonna move to the woods and
I'll be like
hunt?
Liver King.
You're just gonna change your whole life. You're gonna be a wild man now because you have to hunt for your food.
Honestly, right now, like I have a ranch very close to me, and I could just literally
You eat like
kill.
squirrels and shit all day.
Ah, bro, we have like a bunch of well, first of all, we have a bunch of animals, a farm. So just
No, is that hunting? If you farm them,
we gathered them.
does that count as gathering? I thought gathering was just for like fruits and veggies. Hence the term hunting and gathering.
Yeah, but we have deers that we hunt there and hogs and all that stuff. But we're kind of going off topic. Yeah, dude, for sure. Because like I can't with McDonald's, like especially every day, dude. Ugh.
I think I'll go McDonald's just because I'm lazy, bro. Yeah, fuck that. I mean, if I could have McDonald's every day, I mean, I'm gonna get fat. I'm gonna feel like shit. But what? I'm gonna just be another American. You know? Fuck it.
Yeah, not me, cause
You don't think so?
nah. There's it's a beautiful thing, bro. Have you ever been hunting?
No. Oh, actually, yeah, once, but we didn't. We didn't even see a deer.
Oh, dude. I'm telling you right now, dude. Okay, so when you come to Texas, oh, you need to buy your ticket.
Yeah.
When you come to Texas, if you want, I'll take you hunting to go shoot something. It's a beautiful, but yet at the same time, Like,
Man, I don't know if this makes me sound like a pussy, bro, but the thought of shooting a deer, like, it kind of hurts me.
yeah, you're taking a life, bro. So the first time that you do it, and even maybe sometimes after that, it's called buck fever. You will start to shake hysterically. Like some people even hyperventilate, and you can't explain it. It's like you're like you don't know what to do with yourself because you literally just took a life. Is what it is, and that happened to me the very first time that I killed a deer.
What if I'm just like a stone cold psychopath and I just, boom. All right, let's
Dang.
let's go rack him up, cuz hang him up. Put
Like
like
not
5 rounds in his ass.
no.
Imagine.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's it's a beautiful thing, but at the same time, it's kind of cruel.
Yeah, but
I think that everybody needs to go through that process though, because you need to understand how much that weighs. Like
yeah,
how
if I were to go hunting though, I would want it to be like a hiking type of hunt. I've seen the way you hunt; it's very like new, modern, to say the least. You know, you're like riding on ATVs and you got the flashlights out, and you know. I went hunting once, and it was in the mountains. We had to hike like a few miles just to get to a spot where we thought the deer were gonna be, and
that's why
even
you
then,
shit.
I know, man, but that shit was fun, bro. That shit was fun, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was very enjoyable to get out there and like be humbled by nature because you get, once you're in there, you feel vulnerable and you got a gun, but that's all you got.
Oh, yeah, bro. My
Very
uncle,
limited.
he recently bought 5 acres of land, bro, and we went out there, and it's way out in the country, dude. Um, and dude, it was like it felt so liberating, like a reset, like away from society. Like I don't know, dude. It kind of got me excited, but at the same time, kind of scared. Like, dude, what if something happens out here? Like, what do y'all do? It's like we'll call the police, but dude, it's a 35-minute drive from the next police station. Like,
Damn. You could,
yeah, it's
that's where you get people killed right there, huh?
low key.
All right, well, that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Thank you guys again for the continued support. I really appreciate
Okay,
you guys.
I have one for you, real quick.
Another one,
Would you rather be bald but fit or overweight with a full head of hair?
bald but fit.
Right.
That's easy.
I think there's some people listening that would probably be like, "Hell no, my hair ain't
No,
going nowheres, cuz."
yeah, I mean, I've never really even liked my hair, to be honest, because
Let me shave it off then when you come over here.
I
You
I
dirty ass.
I'll go bald. I don't give a fuck. I really
Me
don't.
too. I
Let's go.
agree.
Hey, when I go over there, let's both shave our heads.
I'm down. I've been
Hey,
wanting to go
if
bald.
this if this if this video, if this how many likes or comments?
20 likes and 5 comments.
Fuck, bro. I thought you could ask for a little bit more. I don't know about
Uh,
that. I don't
10
know.
comments. 10 comments and 20 likes.
All right, 10 comments and 20 likes, and we'll both shave our heads. We'll record it and we'll include it in the podcast. Are you really down for that?
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay, let's do
I've been
that.
looking for a reason to go bald.
Have you ever been bald? I've never been bald. Nah, me either. I've gotten buzz cuts, but that's not even close. But all right. Anyways, guys, if you guys want to see that happen, 10, what was it? 10 comments, 5 likes, or
Let the 10 comments be would you rather's. That way we can actually do something with the comments, not something stupid like a period or something like that. Do something of substance.
yeah. So go ahead and do that. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Peace.